Okay, I'm reloaded.
This is the No Label Show. Coming with you with a new one from the High and the Heavy with the host, Sunny.
Hey, hi, it's Sunny. To my right we have.
And
To my left we have.
Bacchus.
Yeah. Just a quick question. Sex. We all did it. We all doing it. Did we like it younger us? Older us? You have a preference? 90s, 2000s, 2020s?
Mm-hmm.
Where we at with it?
Well, for me, I enjoyed sex in the '90s and back in the days. I mean, not saying that I don't enjoy it now, but I don't know. Maybe because it was a newer thing. I was younger. I don't know, man. It was just it was raw. You know what I mean? It was raw, yo. Pussy smelled different back in those days.
He was younger, of course.
Yeah. It smelled like it's that innocent and that it just man, the smell, the aroma of it was just it just sent you into another, you know, when the morning came, you felt different. You know what I mean? With the birds, you know, it just felt different. That's probably why I got my heart broke a few times. But yeah, I enjoyed sex in the '90s. Now, I was a young man then. Now as an older man, you have to definitely give me a little bit more, and what I mean by that is it's got to be something that has me there. You know what I mean?
You have to be stimulated.
Yeah, definitely, because you know sometimes what women don't understand is they got my man, especially if he's older, he ain't nothing, he can't last or such and such and this and that. A lot of the times it's because it's the same old same, you know, and it's not really the man, it's just the same old same. It's mental, you know.
Okay.
Sometimes the man, you know, they might want some new. And I guess just like a female, I guess. But I enjoyed sex in the '90s, and I enjoy sex now. It's just a different. You're more experienced now than you was before. I didn't have as much as control back then as I.
What you have now?
Yeah, you know. It's more like porno style now, you know. It's more like porno style. You know, back in the days, you would walk under a table. If you know, now it's just, it gotta be, you know, I could turn it down, you know. But I still love it. I still love it.
Okay. What about you? Yeah.
Sex in the '90s versus sex in the 2000s, I believe is more preference. 90s, if I use myself as an example, was more quantity than today is quality. And also you got to throw some maturity in there. With the maturity, you look for quality. And then you expand that quality to whatever your desire is. So it doesn't have to be boring. But sometimes if you're in a long relationship, you got to add the extras to it. You come home, it's like a long relationship. Well, why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? And me personally, it annoys me.
Mm-hmm.
And my answer is because I didn't want to. As an older me, I don't give a fuck.
That part.
That's where I'm at. But let me elaborate on that. I don't give a fuck is because you pissing me off. You sent me to another realm. And in relationships now, it's complicated. I guess back then it was just wild.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't care. You just doing it.
Yep.
Now you want some stability to it. You want
Yeah.
some substance to it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So you think back then, like fulfilling a need?
Yeah, it's just to do it.
Yeah,
It didn't have no value.
Mm-hmm.
Today, as an older gentleman, like
Mm-hmm.
B was saying, he pushing 50.
Mm-hmm.
So you want, it's like a wine. You want it to be aged. You want it to have everything. You want it to mean something. Every relationship, you're going to go through some things. Yeah, you're going to have the trauma. You're going to have the good times, the bad times. But talk about more of the good than the bad.
Mm-hmm.
That'll put me in a different realm.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me, you know. Like now, everything, sex is everywhere. You do your Instagram, your Facebook, TV.
Right.
It's like it's overrated. Like, come on, and everybody ain't got no clothes on. There's no imagination to it.
Right,
You
right.
showing everything from the jump.
I agree.
And if you doing that, my opinion, you going through a lot of people. Because you dressing that way for the attention.
Right.
Just like Brian said in the last segment, the BBLs,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
you doing that for attention.
right.
Not realizing that you might be jeopardizing your life.
Mm-hmm.
To impress who?
Right.
Is it worth it?
No.
Yeah, every man might have a preference of what they want,
Mm-hmm.
but if it's fake, I don't want no fugazi, man.
Right,
It's
right.
fake.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna last.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, I ain't gonna take up the whole segment. But as you get older and you're in a long relationship, all that physical go away.
Go away.
It's gone. So now what you loving?
Mm-hmm.
And if it was just for the physical, you're not gonna be in that relationship. It's over.
That's why I want to add something. Like, yeah, like me personally, I like old pussy. You know, what I mean by that is, young girl box is cool, but the older lady,
Old or vintage?
whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. I like a few gray hairs.
You gray hair.
You know what I mean?
Want a
I
couple
don't
miles
mind.
on it.
Hey, it could be a whole bunch of gray hairs. I don't care. It's just that, it's like when you get in that caddy. When you get in that, like, that 90, or that 91 Coupe de Ville, high drive,
Classic.
smooth. That's like old pussy. It just, I don't know, something about it, man. We talked the last year about, the, what did we talk about? We talked about, women who's been with a lot of guys.
Body counts.
Body counts and stuff like
I
that.
don't know why that word bothers me.
Hey. Yeah, it did. It bothered you
Yeah.
in the show, too.
I
You
don't know why it bothers me.
you didn't like it.
Why do we care? But, okay, going back.
I mean, different reasons, but I like, I can appreciate a seasoned vagina.
Oiled machine.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Especially if you could do a few things. I appreciate that. So, I mean, back then, it was good too, but You know, the young girl Putang is like a sports car. You know, the handling on a sports car is tight. You know what I mean? You like, you know, it's tight. It's you know, that's a plus. Some of the vintage ladies, you know, they got good handling. But you know, I like to drive a caddy here and there. You know, I like to drive a caddy here and there. Let it flow. You know, let it flow. I like that. You know, a little meaty. You know, I don't mind the meat. Pause.
Anyway, so me,
you know, I keep going.
I think sex now at this age is better. I'll piggyback a little bit off of both of them. Because back then it was not. It was about filling a need. It wasn't really about, you know. I think now it's just more about quality and how it's done. And you wake up today, you might want to make love. You wake up tomorrow, you just might want to fuck. You wake up, you may want to do it wherever you want to do it. And I think between the two people, you just appreciate it more. You know, the time and the taking care of the locations and you just put it as an older person, you just, regardless of who you're sleeping with, you're putting more of an effort to just make it more comfortable for both. So I appreciate it more now than then. I like it better now. Absolutely.
Okay. What about you, man? You gotta stop.
Oh, me? I don't. It's more complicated with me because I'm not into the vintage too much. I like new, younger. So it puts me in a different realm because I am an older person. So I usually get a younger girl. And to me, it's more of like a competitive thing. Like who's gonna make who tap out. And stuff like that. More in that area.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
7 minutes. I said that on the show already. So you got it. So I'll give it you.
7 minutes?
Okay, 8 or 9. But I'm not having sex with anyone for 20, 30 minutes. That's long.
15 minutes.
Probably. I
Yeah,
can say maybe the most like 15 minutes, but anything past that, a little bit, I'm like, all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the whole leading up to it, like that whole. I like all of that.
Right.
But once we get it on, like I'm good, and then like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Older women tend to like that.
Yeah, I don't want 30. What are we doing for 30 minutes?
Well,
why are you? Why are you spraying out my hair? Like I don't want to do that. I
don't want to bust a nut that quick. I want to enjoy it.
Right, but that's okay. Enjoy it.
I want to drive the car from here to the Verrazano and back, you know?
But you can start driving the car. Like, you could, okay, perfect example. Like, let's just say you and your girl are out and y'all going home. You can start in the car. You can start. Everything can start there. She could be giving you oral sex. You could be doing something to her. She could be riding you in the car for a little bit. She gets off. Boom, y'all are going home. Start a little bit more. Elevator, going on the way in the parking lot. You could keep it moving. And then by the time there's your whole hour, however long it took you to get home, there you go. So now you just pop off when you get home and that's it. It's over. Throw it on the counter and that's it. It's over.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I could say...
So why we got to do an hour in the bed?
No, I didn't say an hour. I ain't having sex
30 minutes?
Hour. 20 minutes. 15, 20 minutes.
15. You know how long 15 minutes is, though?
That's together with the foreplay.
Start in the shower. Take a
20
freaking
minutes.
shower. Go in the shower and start doing your thing there and then going on. That all counts. Because if you tally it up, that could be like 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, my foreplay be long. it be, you know, it be long, but I'm saying for me, I like to feel vagina on my penis,
Okay.
and I don't want to, you know, hurry up sometimes.
You gotta hurry up. I'm not saying all the time. I'm just saying.
And it comes from me being younger and us not trying to last long and not come fast and stuff like that. So it comes a lot. It comes a lot from that. But I be like, yo, I want to take my time, man. And,
All the time?
And feel, not all the time.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not
all
all
the
the time.
No,
That's
no.
what I'm saying.
No,
I'm not
not
saying
all.
that all the time you have to be 7 to 15 minutes. I'm saying, but the majority of the
Right,
time,
right,
if you
right.
conduct the census, we gotta figure this out. But sometimes, different situations, what you're eating, what you had, what you drank,
right,
whatever,
right.
calls for different measures. And yes,
Right.
okay, but every time, no. Mm-mm. No, sir.
You right.
You agree?
You get some quickies in there and there, you know. A little quickie here, a little quickie there, you know. What? Shit.
That is preference, though. All about the preference.
Yeah, it
What
is.
you in the mood for, what you in the woods for.
I don't know.
But you know, it's always later because when you do a quickie, right? Usually the person who came first, like all right, it's over. Or if it's the male, you know, you gotta figure that out. But that's okay because you can lead up to later. Like, all right, I'll see you later. Give you something else to look forward to.
Later, the same day?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not doing that. Like, that's something that I don't know. Like, having sex twice in the same day, I very rarely do that. Like, I guess that's, I'm an old man now. Even if I like it, maybe tomorrow, but like later, like
wait a minute. Like, really?
Later,
Like, why
later.
not?
we just did it in the
All right,
morning.
what about oral sex? Just eat her pussy then. What if she didn't come and you did? That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
And you
she's
could fulfill
gonna,
her.
she's gonna come.
It's a quickie. What are you talking about?
No, she gonna come. I'm gonna make sure before we do any of that, that's what I do. You know what I mean? And I just have that.
Quickies are not equal sometimes.
My quickies is like
All of your quickies have
Listen.
been equal.
You
standing
remember?
10
You remember when
toes
they
on
came?
that?
You remember when they came out with Choco Bliss? There was some little cakes around this big. You ate them quick. Those shits was good. That's why 2 came in a pack. That's me. That's me. Quickie. My quickie is gonna be like 2 pieces of Choco Bliss. Okay? 2 pieces, 3 pieces of Funny Bone chocolate with the peanut butter in the middle. Okay? And then you good. You probably ain't gonna eat no more sweets after that. You good. That's my quickies is alright. I mean, I don't know, I might be digging myself up a little bit too much. But I'd like to think that they're like that, man. It's all in what you do in that short period of time, you know. It depends on, you know, like we was talking about Michael Jordan earlier. I done seen Michael Jordan come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 steps, spin so and so, and then the ball is in. You know what I mean? So it depends. You know, I want to come down the court and fumble this shit. Depends. For me, I almost went from high school to the pros. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just speaking for myself. You know, when you got a knack for something, you just got a knack for it. You know what I mean?
It is what it is.
Certain things, you know, and sometimes, you know, sometimes you don't. Like me, I'm not in the mood all the time. You understand? To have sex. Yeah, I don't go.
Is there a reason?
Right?
Is there a reason? I don't know what the reason is. I be
Tired?
having. Nah, I don't think
Like-
it's like I be physically tired. I just have to be in the mood. When a man gets older, his libido drops a little bit.
And every man's drive ain't the same period.
Yeah, but I still have a healthy.
Drive.
I think I have I have a pretty good health pretty good. Look at a pretty good healthy sex drive. But see, like I was talking about earlier, it's been there, done that. That has a lot to do with it sometimes. Like, you know, like you drove one car, you drove them all. You know what I mean? But after I ain't driving a week, I want to go for a spin.
So how many times? It's 7 days in a week. So how many times would you say
Oh
you would
Lord,
have sex?
a week?
Yeah, say a week. I
Oh,
mean, maybe it's
our
not.
girl- our
Maybe
girl
it's
is
once
like,
every
yeah.
2 weeks.
Twice a week. Twice a week. Yeah, that's good. That's good enough for me. You know, sometimes the springtime, like different seasons, it'd be different. Like in the
Different
spring,
seasons?
summer, I'll be a little hotter sometimes. You know, you might
Could
do
you
it
see
more.
other people around?
No, not because of that.
That's spring, summer.
Yeah, but it's just a season thing. It was worse when I was younger. Like I was like if it's mating season or some shit, you know. But yeah, I mean
The
that's
bears are up and out.
yeah, you
Okay.
know, that's good enough. That's good enough for me. A couple times in a week, you know. Sometimes my girl might be like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" You know. Or I might be saying, "Yeah, it's gonna go down tonight. I'll do a little something tonight. You know, I'll do a little something tonight. You know, I'll bring the car to the garage. You know, take it for a
What
spin."
about you? 7 days in a week. About how many times would you think you would have sex? Or
It's rough right now because I take certain medication and it kills you.
Yeah, I can help you with that, brother.
Yeah. And it's all mental.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
got a lot on my mental. So
yeah.
I don't even think about
Right,
it.
right,
You know,
right,
so
right.
if I can get a couple things out the way, then I'll put that back on my plate.
right.
A lot of people don't understand that sometimes. Like, I'm here.
Right,
You here, but mentally I'm not.
right,
Right.
You understand? So now I'm doing it to do it. There's no substance to it.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything. So now, you know, that person be like, well, is there something wrong with me? No, there's nothing wrong with you. This is all me. You understand? You know, we getting older, like B said. You know, I don't have to drive when I was in my 20s.
right,
You understand? So, you know, it's just, I need to clear my head.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
mental.
It's all mental.
Yeah.
yeah, it
And
is.
You come home, you had a hard day out in the street, work, family problems, everything else that go with it. Sometimes you just want some quiet, sit in front of the TV set for a minute
Take it
Right.
and try to handle some things, you know what I'm saying? And I'm at the age where I'm not trying to procreate no children, so it is what it is. I mean, I'm on some selfish shit right now.
Right.
It's me. But I want to accomplish some things.
Right.
And just always thinking about sex, that ain't helping me accomplish the things that I want to accomplish.
Right. I agree with that.
I think we at an age where we need to be comfortable in life before we could indulge in them things like we want to. Comfortability is more important. You get to an age where it is. I think that's just where we at in life.
Been there, done that, man. I mean, you know, I still like it though. You know, still go down, but I feel what Ed was saying. Yeah, like a lot of times I'm thinking about all the shit. You know, trying to get some of my stuff right. You know, but you know, when nature calls, you know, I will answer. Still love the punani. I still love the way it feels on my face. I still love the way it feels inside. I still like what it looked like, you know. But the hard days of work, man, you know, sometimes I'll be like, all right, I think I'm gonna do something tonight, and you know, lay down.
You're gone.
Yeah,
That's me every day.
I might put my hand on the booty, and I'm asleep. You know, I'm asleep. Yeah, it's just like, you know, man, you getting older. You know, I'm taking medication also too. Like finally, like I wasn't, because I don't really do the medication like that. But I drink a lot of teas. I drink a lot of herbal teas, and try to eat, you know, right, all that stuff. It has something to do with it. But I mean, it'll all play out, man. You know what I mean? Like he said, it's more kind of be more important things than that. You know what I mean? They'll always be around. Always. It ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
Ow!
Well, that's gonna wrap it up. Ready to wrap it up?
Sure.
Yeah.
Anything else?
This is a special edition of Hot and Heavy. The whole Sunny.
Yep.
Another pilot
Until next time.
coming back with you with the Reloaded.
Okay, I'm reloaded. Ow! Ow!